Buckets. That's the name of my boat. Buckets.
Buckets. What we get.
Not the only transfer we got from Florida. Keith Stone, too. Remember that.
Adidas, release this in a hoodie.
You know, we all make mistakes. He might have made one going to
It's
Tallahassee.
mercy if y'all don't know. Dribble to the left, cross over to the right. Hurricane to the game, many buckets for the night. Matt with the pick and roll, Melissa with the give and go. This Shelly, you, hoodie girl dunking in the hole. Check the scoreboard, this what we fall for. Peep the gameplay, you want an encore. Yeah, overtime for another round. It's buckets after buckets, baby. You out of time. It's buckets. What it is, homie, it's buckets. Woo! We get buckets. Yeah, baby, buckets.
I have no shame.
I know. That's the problem.
You guys are awesome.
So we didn't say who was going to enter the show, but...
What's up, everyone? We had no communication. There was absolutely no show prep for the show today, including the fact that me and Vish totally missed the message that Matt wasn't going to be available today, and so I promoted the show like he was going to be on. But welcome to Buckets on Six Ring Canes. Me and Vish are here. Matt's at work, and apparently we ignore his stuff in the chat. But there's that. Shout out to Coach L. I hope his voice comes back soon because his poor press conference was hard to watch. He was struggling.
Yeah, I don't know that he needed to do that press conference. I don't think that was the most important thing for him to do at this point, but
yeah.
Yes,
But with Matt not here, with Matt not here, we could maybe talk a little women's hoops because that's not necessarily his forte, but it is ours.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll see if we decide to brave NBA grid or not.
Yeah. Ooh, it's pouring.
I can hear that in the background. I wasn't sure what that was. That's actually the thunder.
That's thunder, yeah.
Because I could even
and now it's downpouring. Welcome to Miami. So the ACC released the conference schedules for both the men's and the women's teams today, and there was a few interviews.
Had the ATA conference, so we got the full
we
schedule.
already had the ATA conference, and then there was a few interviews done. They had Coach Meyer, Julia Williams, Nora Chad, Matt Cleveland, and Coach L. For me, the most enjoyable one was Julia Williams. She's super personable. I love her. She's so passionate, and it's not like it doesn't seem like she's being forced to be there. She expands on the questions. I loved her talking about Destiny Harden. That was probably my favorite part of the interview. Somebody asked, I forget who asked her about if she speaks with Destiny and what Destiny's kind of done to help her. And Julia talked about how she talks to her all the time, that she had just spoken to her because it was Destiny's birthday. So happy belated birthday, Destiny. And she learned a lot about being a leader, and she's trying to step up into that leadership role this year. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah,
speaking of alums, it looks like Carla is also playing for Barcelona because we had a team picture. And it was her, Lola, and Destiny were there. So
yeah. What stood out to you? And any?
Yeah, no, it was just Julia's energy for sure. And I think you can kind of see it. I mean, obviously, we get like edited clips and stuff from the teams, but I think generally that the women's team, they like each other and they like playing together and being around each other, which is important when you have all these new transfers coming in. So to me, that was the big thing. She talked about the team chemistry, how they all like to have fun.
All the players, all three of the players addressed how going to Europe and stuff really helped in kind of cementing the bond. Both teams had a lot of new additions.
Yeah, but I would say
did you see what the women's team posted though?
Yeah, that video of them going on campus.
The ACC schedule release. That was hilarious of students trying to draw the different logos. Some of them did way better than I could have done, quite honestly. So
shout out to Dan.
What's up, Daniel? The OG.
Always hanging out, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I think for the women's that trip was probably a little bit more important, even just because so many of the incoming players are key players. Like you could roll out a realistic starting five on the men's with existing players from last year. It wouldn't be our best 5, but you could actually you couldn't even do that with the women. Like the women.
No, a bunch of our key players. I mean, we have 4 transfers that all look to have some type of role. I mean, we lost 7 players from the women's team?
7, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's a big turnover there. So that bonding trip and
yeah,
and both Julia and Coach Meyer talked about that. Like it was more about bonding the actual basketball.
Yeah. Coach Meyer also addressed I guess not a concern, but what she was looking for, and it's fact that not having Lola back this year.
Yeah, defensively,
and how our bigs are going to play. With people coming back from injury and people getting more minutes than they did last year. So that
I mean the size.
But if we stay healthy, we have a good depth at size, unlike the men's team.
Yeah, but she made a good point that Lola's defense was underrated.
Yeah,
and we did see Kyla get into foul trouble quite a bit last year in limited minutes. So getting better at that. Lazaria will obviously, I think, play a huge role, and then getting Latasha back. She got injured early in the year, and we didn't have her most of the year. So we actually have more size than last year, but Lola's a big miss defensively, especially. Because
then,
I'm going to miss Destiny, but we brought in so many offensive playmakers that like Cheyenne Day Wilson is one of the best players in the ACC that we brought in.
Oh, for sure.
They're depth. I think offensively it'll take care of itself. It's defensively.
Yo, our boy Bill in the house.
Yeah,
what's up?
Yep. What's up?
What's up, Bill? Still got that great Norchad thumbnail as
your Norchad obsession, even after his interview.
Yo, I mean, I watched Aaliyah last, so
but that's good then.
I ended with a bang.
I actually
otherwise I would have had higher expectations.
I don't know when Megan cut the Zoom on that. Did they code, because I didn't watch it on YouTube. I watched it live on the Zoom. But did they show the whole thing where after she was done, she kept talking to everyone? It was like, y'all have a great day.
She was something have a good day, stay blessed or something.
Normally with those things, they just cut it off.
We saw it. Yeah. We saw it. I was like, I love her.
She's just having a good time over here.
If we're gonna get a women's player on the show, it needs to be her.
Well, I don't know why you're using singular instead of plural. I don't see why we stop.
Well, hopefully we'll get more, but I feel like, I mean, that pod could be forever because I mean, she expands so much on questions. She'd be a lot of fun. If you all haven't watched the press interviews that were released yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. They're on the
definitely go back and watch Leah Williams interview. She's amazing. Seems like a really cool person. So
yeah, the other ones I don't know that you need to watch, but that one you should definitely watch.
Well, Coach L's voice was half gone. So
yeah, that was just painful.
It was kind of painful.
It was painful. Can we stop asking this man questions and let him leave, please?
Let that guy go.
I did like one of the things he said though when someone, I forget who, asked him, because for those that aren't aware, he has laryngitis. Has had it for a couple of weeks now. He said so. He's doesn't have his voice at all, and they asked if it was hard because he can't yell at everyone in practice, and he said you don't need to yell at them to teach them, and that's the guy you want to go play for.
It's quite possible he recruited Jaleel Bethea without a voice.
Doesn't need one. It's all vibes, man, with Coach L. No, but when all
you got to do is whistle.
That's true. He's got the whistle going. But
no, when someone the loudest whistle in college basketball.
But when he expresses that attitude, it's not hard to see why people want to play for him. He cares about the players. You don't need to scream at them and treat them like crap to get them to play better. So I think
sure.
that resonates. And then the other thing, Coach Meyer, man, she's our spirit animal. She was still annoyed we missed all those shots against LSU.
Yeah, she actually said it was one of our best defensive games.
Yeah, she was
that we played.
They're like, what was different this year? And what are the extras? She's like, we had a better draw of it. You always look back. We missed those shots against LSU.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, the last 2 years, both teams have lost to the eventual champions. I mean, the year before last with the women's team, we met up with South Carolina in the second round, and we could have easily gone further. But I mean, that team was ridiculous.
And that was that was the second round, so it was on the road. But also, again, it went kind of similar. Couldn't score in that game either. So but yeah, so she was still. You can tell. Yeah, I can hear all that. Yeah. Yes. Well, we've had Matt murder a bird. What are you about to do here?
Well, I don't know. 14 floors up, is a bird gonna fly into the window?
I don't know about bird, but I mean something's got to happen with this rain.
And
right?
that's gonna, and I mean, and that would hurt even more. That's impact glass that's on these windows.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're not gonna have any incidents if we got impact glass. So.
Yeah. I mean, if they fly into my living room doors, they could fall onto the balcony and they wouldn't fall 14 floors, but it would still hurt.
I mean, I don't think ground level at all matters with at Matt's. It just went right in, and I don't think the fall killed it.
I had a bird fly into my windshield while I was driving on I-75 once. That was pulverized. And then you saw like a streak on my hood. I had to like wash off my hood. I'm like, yeah, that bird didn't survive. I was going like 85.
Yikes!
It scared the crap out of me though.
Wait, but you have impact windows. How loud is it, man? Because usually they deaden the sound, and I can hear it through the.
Does it? I don't think it deadens the sound at all. I can hear stuff going down, like when they're mowing the grass.
I mean, it deadens it. It doesn't kill it. It's not soundproof.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I only have 2 windows. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. There's the living room window, which is a sliding glass door, and a small window in my bedroom. There's not much.
There you go. All right, so you want to look at these? Is there anything else from the press conferences that there wasn't really much of note? Can
we quickly, since Matt's not here, I think we should quickly mention that. I mean, we haven't talked about this on the pod, but the 3 of us have talked about this so much in our group text about how tall is Keyshawn George.
Okay.
And
I have been impugned on Twitter. I have been called out for things I didn't say. I need to defend myself.
So when they posted photos of the team in France and whatever, there's been an ongoing debate in our private group text about how tall is Keyshawn George, because me and Matt both posted photos like he's taller than Norchad. No, it's not just his fro. Like he's taller than Norchad. And then was it John Rothstein? Did he post it?
Yeah,
John Rothstein.
Yeah, your friend that you're trying to stalk to get on the show.
No, he ghosted me. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't ghost me.
I mean, it's not really ghosting, but it's not.
No. He retweeted. He quote tweeted one of my tweets about more guards than Shawshank, and I was very excited. So I commented under it. I'm like, "Hey, you should come on the pod." Not expecting an answer, and I didn't get one. But I was like, "Oh, let me shoot my shot." No, but he was at like the practice the other day, and he wrote like a big surprise will be Keyshawn George, the 6'8" forward that can play multiple positions, and I was like 6'8". And then I immediately was like, look, guys, I don't know if it was me or Matt. One of us posted like, hey, he's actually taller. We've been discussing this for weeks.
It was Matt out in public.
Was it?
I feel
was it Matt? Yeah.
He added me.
He tagged us.
I feel attacked here. And I look, Norchad's listed at 6'7", then he went to that combine or whatever and was like 6'4.5". Let's see what Keyshawn actually is in a couple of years.
But they have Norchad listed as 6'7", so he's got to be. He probably is taller. He's probably like 6'5".
I still think the hair adds factor.
But he's listed at 6'8", and Norchad's listed at 6'7". So he's taller.
How much when they're measuring him? How much of his hair do you think they're pushing down on?
Listen.
He's got another 3 inches of hair.
It's another size depth piece because at least I think there's an ongoing debate about who the 5th starter is going to be. Is it Bensley Joseph or AJ Casey? But if you start AJ Casey, you need size coming off the bench. That's not, and we'll have Nwoko and Keyshawn who can play multiple positions, that can guard the 4 or the 3. So it's helpful.
Yeah, but I mean, again, if we're talking about a 6'8" guy as your size, that's not.
Our center is 6'7".
I know. I think it's academic though, whether he's 6'6", 6'7", or 6'8". He's still going to play the 3/4, I think.
Yeah, but still having an extra person there because
But he was going to regardless.
Nwoko's our size, but he's a true freshman, so I mean you can't expect a ton from him.
Yeah, we are really out there in terms of the lack of size this year. We're really out there.
Yeah,
it is. There's not even like people on the bench.
Our backup center was Anthony Walker. How tall was he?
Well, I mean, again, we didn't really play these guys, but like Favor Air was there. He was legit big. All I'm saying is like we don't actually only options just throw more. We have plenty of more guards than Shawshank, right? We have plenty of guards, so it's like our options are small, and then we can go smaller. Right?
But this is why I'm pushing to have Bensley still as our 6th man, because he's maybe 6'1", and Nigel's listed as 6 feet, which means he's shorter. I'd rather have Wooga play the 2, slide Cleveland to the 3, and start AJ Casey at the 4.
That's what I think will happen based off of Summer, but I can see the argument for the opposite, just to defend that.
I mean, it's nothing against Bensley Joseph; he's great, and I'm hoping.
I think our best 5 is Bensley on the floor. It's really about position. But I think the counter to that is if you start AJ Casey at the 4, we basically have 3 bigs, and you're starting 2 of them. And so, Keyshawn's going to have to play some at the 4. But he's also going to play some at the 3. He's definitely not like built out yet to bang down in the post. So
Bill says the 7-foot recruit isn't coming. We didn't think he was coming. He listed up in his top 5, but we're not even mentioned on the hot and cold list. So
yeah, but that's fine. We can hit the portal next year. Like it doesn't have to be.
But what's his name? I forget his name. The 6'9" forward. Cody.
Yeah.
He's taking an official visit if he hasn't already.
Yeah, I think
in October.
I think it's this weekend.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but if we don't get a big, we'll go to the portal. So I mean, plenty will be available next year too.
Coach Al knows how to coach small ball though, so.
Yeah, but so if you start Bensley, it does give you multiple bigs off the bench. So.
Yeah, I mean, I could also see it as maybe just playing the matchup. Maybe starting Casey.
True. That'll play into it. It'll be interesting. I think we know 4 of the 5 starters. So, and we didn't really. I mean, to just talk about Casey's growth, when we had this same discussion over the summer, he wasn't really even like an afterthought in being a starting potential, and now it's pretty much going to be him or Bensley. So.
His development is going to be really important.
Yeah, and he's got a good offensive game, so I think that's something we didn't see a lot of last year. To the extent he played, which wasn't a lot, you're not going to take the ball out of like Zay's hands to make sure he gets his shots up. So, but this year, there'll be more opportunities for him to show his offensive game, which he did in Europe.
So which ACC schedule should we talk about first?
Let's see. Let me bring up the. We'll just do the men since that's what I have open. So what do you? Any initial reactions? I immediately, when the schedule comes out, start looking at which games I think I can go to. so that's the first thing I did. It's not great for that. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Is Green? No, Green's away.
Green's away. Yeah.
Can you make that any bigger?
Yeah.
Or no?
I think I can. Let me see what happens.
Bill says Coach L called Joseph a starter in a recent interview. He called him a starter last year too, even though he didn't start.
So. Yeah, he calls him like this picture doesn't. Unless I can. Oh wait, here we go. Does this do anything? Oh, how shit does that look? Let me see if I can. Does this make it look better? Ooh.
Tiny. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think that's as good as I can. All right. Well, there we go. After some have a question?
So let's see. We've got North Carolina twice. We've got Duke at home. We end our season at Florida State.
Yeah. Interesting season under from Matt Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, at least he'll be more comfortable with the offense by the time, and well,
he better be by then.
Yeah, right. Because we got Florida State at home first.
So a couple of other things I noticed: we do 3 of the first 4 at home. Mm-hmm. So is back heavy on the road games. And then like you mentioned, North Carolina twice, Duke only once, and that's at home. So we don't go to Cameron Indoor. We do play at NC State. So we're traveling to that area twice. Just a little.
Yep. Wake's at home. Oh no, Wake's away also.
Yeah, Wake's away also. Yeah, they screwed me with the Virginia game on a Monday. That's a drivable game for me, but I don't know if I'm gonna see if I just take the day off and go to Charlottesville and watch us beat the crap out of Virginia. We'll see. That may be in the cards. It's like a 2-hour drive. So close. Yeah. So overall, Melissa, what games are you looking? What are your circle? Okay, actually, this isn't just a thought exercise for you. You have to work out your work schedule. So, which games are the ones where like I cannot work? I
gotta try and get February 21st off because
February 21st.
Duke's returning a lot of their players, so that's gonna be fun.
I'm so annoyed that's on a Wednesday. We'll see. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, and then FSU at home for sure. I would like to go to.
Yeah, that's the part of the schedule that frustrates me. All these games are like I want to go to.
And actually, the first game, our first ACC game of the season, is on a Saturday. So.
Well, that day I might be in Charlotte. Fingers crossed.
I'm gonna try and go to that. I would love to hit up the first ACC game. Yeah.
Well.
How about you?
Well, like I said, December 2nd. Hopefully, I'm in Charlotte. Watching
is that the ACC
too.
Championship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's tough.
But
that's at night, so I can still go to the game and then watch the.
Oh yeah, no, and I think that's why they put the game at noon. Not because we think we're going to be in it necessarily, but I bet you the basketball games are all loaded early, so the football game one is by itself. Yeah, that one. I mean, if I'm still in Miami from New Year's on the 3rd, I can probably do Clemson. And then, yeah, definitely North Carolina, the one that's on a Saturday, that one I can get to, so I'll do that. I think there was one, that might be the one.
Wait, home or away?
No, these are home. The away ones, I mean, in theory, I could do the away ones, but I'm looking more at the home ones. The Virginia away is potentially doable. It's a Monday. Like, all the games I want to go to on weekdays, which is complicated. Yeah, those are probably it. And then actually, I think when we look at the women's schedule, I'm pretty sure they're at home the 25th of February. So I might just do that's the only weekend where both the men and the women are at home the same weekend. So that feels like a trip to make. So that'd be Georgia Tech, but I'll have to confirm that was the one. I think that is the one though.
I got to make sure that I'm off.
Or is that there's one, I think it was February 24th. Maybe I'm wrong, but there was one.
They play both on Saturday or one's like
one's Saturday, one's Sunday.
Okay.
I think. Oh, you know what? I think it might have been January 27th. It might be that Pitt game. I think that's what it is. So I might try to do that because I can double time it.
We'll discuss.
Yeah. Other than that, like, I mean, I would come down for Duke, but it's a Wednesday. Do I really? It's like multiple vacation days to do that.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's actually I can work. I can obviously work from there though, so could be no vacation days. I don't know. We'll see. Some of these weekday ones are tougher. I mean, if you're going, I'll probably be at the end of the day.
Well, the trick is to get tickets. Honestly, like
tickets.
If you want to go to the Duke game, you usually have to buy it in a multi-game package.
We can talk about that.
Okay.
I think we are like. I mean, we're in media. We can cover those games. Which, well, we'll see. Shout out to Alex Schwartz, the currently still the assistant AD in charge of basketball for the Hurricanes, but off to greener pastures allegedly, according to him.
Oranger pastures.
I don't know that he's officially said where he's going. At least I haven't seen that. But yeah, he's this is last week there, so we'll have a new AD in charge of basketball. I think for now it's going to be Megan who does the women's. But anyway, that's something that impacts only Melissa and I, but still. More on that later. But yeah, I guess other than that, I mean, looking through the schedule, right? So, I mean,
we got North Carolina twice, which is interesting.
I don't want to go
if they're better this year.
Yeah, I don't want to go full schedule like prediction, but like that's for later. I'm sure we'll do that later on and closer to the start of the season. We're gonna do a whole season preview, so we'll do that as part of it. But like, are there games where you're looking like we got to win this one? Because we kind of talked about the marquee ones, the ones we might go to.
The FSU game at home, we got to win. We got to start Matt Cleveland's career off at Miami, right?
He already did.
and then the away one. But Duke at home, obviously, I think they're the team to beat in the ACC.
Yeah, that could be a big one in terms of ACC pecking order too. Because
honestly, all the home games, like protect home court, win all your home games. I think we only lost at home once last year, and we know what that game was. And go from there. But I think winning all your home games and protecting home floor is the most important. So.
Yeah, I think largely if you want to go that route, win your home games, win half your road games, and you put up a pretty strong record that'll compete for the ACC there. I also look, Duke is the anointed ones. We are the champions, so they gotta come take it from us. So defend the.
What was it? The powerhouses in the ACC last year? What it was? Us, Duke, and Virginia. Or the top 3?
Yeah. Virginia and Duke were higher seed than us in the tournament, even though we won the ACC and proved that
we would have won the ACC tournament if we didn't lose North.
Yeah. Oh, look at this! Look at this there's a whole thing where you can come backstage, and I can do this thing called "Let You Into the Show."
Yeah. March 9th, the day after my birthday. Okay, Matt. What is it? What is his picture? Like, how old is he? It's
like he must be like 10. Like, how I don't know if he even knows that that's his picture. Does he know that's his picture?
Matt, you better show up in about 20 minutes. We got to do NBA grid.
Well, that's early for NBA grid. We're not firing that bullet in the first hour.
Well, if it's just me and you, we need like an hour.
Yeah, but not within the first hour. We haven't even done the women's yet. Then
I'm just saying.
Okay, let's get Matt. Let's guess before. Okay, he hasn't said yet. Let's guess Matt's age, and then he can put it. What's
Young
Matt's
Icy?
Age?
Young Icy?
What do you think, before Matt tells us his age, what do you think his age is in this?
I'm going to go 19.
Wow, no way. There's no way that's 19, is it? I was thinking like 14. I don't think that kid can drive. All right, I'll go 15.
I don't know. I'm going with maybe he just looked younger than he actually was because
I
had that same problem.
The call? I'm going 15. You still have that problem, and Melissa's going 19.
Waiting on you, Matt. I don't know how long the delay is.
Yeah, there's a delay, but we'll see the age in there eventually. Yeah. So
fresh bottle of apple juice, by the way.
I'm on water. And then the ACC tournament's in DC, so there will be attendance. 19. Oh my God!
Oh! Do I win anything for that, or just bragging rights? Or was he joking that he's not actually 19? He's just laughing at me.
No.
Melissa's right.
No.
There we go. There we go. Love it. Look at Matt with hair though.
He still has hair. It's
receding. I mean, he's got more hair than you.
I mean, everyone's got more hair than me. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, why do you think I'm so annoyed with Keyshawn? Like, he gets to do that? Come on, man. But yeah, the ACC tournament's like about a mile from where I'm sitting, so I'll definitely be there and see if we can get some other.
We may be able to do a live pod from there, the three of us. It was all downhill from there.
Once you accept your baldness, it goes back uphill to a nice place. Trust me.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. This is I guess the other thing to call out there's a couple other we mentioned North Carolina, Clemson twice, and Virginia Tech twice. Those are our repeats. Clemson and Virginia Tech were not good last year. Clemson was in conference, remember, but they didn't make the tournament, despite I think finishing second or third in the ACC. It's crazy. And then
they had some pretty bad losses.
Yeah, but I mean, this schedule is not bad, so this should be navigatable. All right, let's. Anything else we want to talk about before we switch to the women?
No, let's switch to the women's. This is the point where Matt would pull out his kendama.
Well, yeah. I don't think he's all. He said he's going to try and follow the women's team, so we'll see how that works. How is this showing up on the screen?
There we go.
This is readable, right?
Yeah, they have it in landscape.
Yeah, no, they did a different graphic here.
Yeah.
I think the women's media team's killing it.
Right? I'm saying.
Don't Coach Meyer.
So let's see. So we start off and end the ACC play at home, which is cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then looking at
Look
the
at that
other
stretch of road games, that middle section.
Yeah. But then look at the end. It balances back out there.
Yeah.
Like the end of the schedule is 4 out of 6 of them. Okay, so it was that January. So January 27th and 28th, we have home games. The men are on the 27th, so I'll definitely have to come in.
All right,
for that.
I'll see if I can get work off on that Sunday so we can go to both.
That's the NFC Championship game. You can watch the Cowboys game together.
Oh, Jesus, I have no expectations after this past weekend.
That's fine. It was one game. It's better they do that now than in the playoffs.
No, we'll just lose in the first round of the playoffs like we always do.
Made the second round.
It's been a really bad sports weekend for me. Both my fantasy teams lost. The Cowboys lost. The Miami Heat fiasco today. The only good thing I had was the football team, and then the Cubs losing to give the Marlins a chance at the wild card still.
Well, don't check the score.
Are the Marlins losing?
They lost the first game, 11-2. The second one starting now.
We have the tiebreaker. All you have to do is win.
Yeah, well, they got the Mets screwed them with the whole field thing. The second game has not started yet. Atlanta is up on the Cubs, so that's good. And I don't think Arizona's started yet. Baseball talk.
Times. All right.
Wait,
so what stands out to you?
Oh wait, Arizona did start and they beat the White Sox already. So
what stands out to you on the women's schedule?
Damn. Well, I mean, first of all, like the big teams, Virginia Tech only playing them once. You know, they're a power team. NC State's
Final
a power
Four team.
Yeah, only playing them once as well. Carolina only once. Those are kind of so there's a. You know, the schedule could be worse. Florida State's good. Got them twice because we always get them twice. But, you know, the other doubled up games, Georgia Tech and Wake Forest are not. And Clemson are kind of weaker.
It'll be interesting. We start off with Louisville. It's interesting to see Louisville post Haley Van Lith.
Oh, I'll be there for sure. That's New Year's Eve. I'll be in Miami.
I'll be at work.
This might be a day game.
The things I have to do to get Christmas Eve off so we can go to the Cowboys game.
All right. Yeah. But that might be I mean, you're not going to wake up anyway, drag your butt over to Watsco, but that might be like a noon thing because because there's no way they're going to play it like New Year's Eve night. So. Although when's the playoff games for football? Because with the football team in the playoffs, like I'm going to be at a bowl game. But anyways, I'm just being sarcastic. Like I don't think the Hurricanes are actually going to make the playoffs, so don't like take that seriously. Then tweet at me. No, I'll be.
Someone's just gonna clip that one part. I wonder if Matt's driving home right now, and that's why he's not commenting anymore because he's trying to get back to do NBA grid.
He's just pouring one out for his hair that you insulted. Is what he's doing right now.
Hey, at least I knew his age in that photo.
I mean, he looks younger than 19 in there.
But I still got it right.
Congratulations.
Honestly, I'm super excited to see.
You actually called out the other thing that
what
front loaded with road games, back loaded with home games. Kind of, it's not very balanced, the schedule.
Not at all. But I'm actually super excited for this women's teams this year. If all these transfers can gel and fit in well, I think we could be really, really good. And I don't think an Elite Eight type team or even further is out of the question. I think they could be better than last year. Because Katie Meyer really reloaded with great talent from the portal.
Yeah, this team is loaded, and it's you know, in relation to the men's team, we talked about lack of size. This team is very balanced. A lot of scoring at the guard possession, a lot of scoring on the perimeter, and then 3 bigs they can rotate in.
So here, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2 questions. It's 2-parter. Tell me which player you're excited about the most that's coming back from last year, and which player you're excited about the most that's coming in from the portal.
So for returning player, it's Lazaria. She's got a ton of skill. She's gonna play the 4. She can stretch the floor from there. And then
she's been working on shooting, no?
Yeah, and she had that a little bit. She had like an uneven first year because she got injured in the middle of it. It took her a while to get like on the court because again we had Lola there, and Latasha was more experienced, so she was out there the game. Then when she got hurt, Lazaria got more minutes. But we were also playing Destiny at the 4 a lot, so there wasn't a lot of minutes there, especially once Jasmine started coming along. Then you had to keep Jasmine, because remember, first it was Jasmine or Destiny was starting, and then we only started playing them together towards the middle of the year. So so she didn't get as many minutes as she should have, but she's ridiculously talented, and I think she can carry the offense at times. And then she's really good defensively. She rebounds. So obviously Jasmine lit it up in the tournament, and I think there's a lot of excitement around her too. But in terms of like just someone that I think will surprise people to how good she is, Lazaria. Why don't you answer that one first, and then we'll pivot to the other
I
one.
was gonna go with Jasmine. I think the leap she made even from the beginning of last season to the end, and what she did in the tournament, she's only getting better. I think she's gonna have the ball in her hands a lot more, and kind of be that one that's gonna be like, all right, you need to take the shot at the end of the game, like how Destiny hit, against Louisville 2 years ago, and then against Indiana last year. I think that ball is gonna be in Jasmine's hands for those types of things. But yeah, I mean, your pick too, for sure. But I mean, I can't wait to see the leap she takes, and having a full season starting and taking that role. I think she's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I think she's going to get a lot of the focus, but I think another player that's going to get the focus is my answer to your other question, which is I think Cheyenne Day-Wilson.
Oh, for sure. That's what I was going to pick.
I mean, she. For those that aren't, or just getting into women's basketball and aren't familiar with her, she is a transfer in from Duke, who was one of the best players in the ACC 2 years ago. Duke does this thing where they just play a ton of players, and no one plays a lot of minutes. And so she kind of did not get as many minutes, I think, as she was expecting. She transferred to obviously here, but we legitimately one of the best players in the ACC, and just walking into our team is, that's that's exciting. But I mean, I think that's the answer to the question, but we should also, point out Jada Patrick and
who completely balled at Watsco.
Yeah.
When we played them last year, because she played 4 years at Columbia.
Yep.
And she had our highest scoring game against us last season.
Little Matt Cleveland action there,
right? With less of a rivalry history, but still, I mean, we are loaded at guard.
Yeah,
we are loaded at guard.
Yeah, and I think one of the challenges Coach Meyer is going to have is figuring out rotations there.
Yeah, I think you can have Stedman come in at the 3.
Yeah, and you can always play smaller too, so you can put 3 guards out there. But you've got Julia, you've got Jada.
You got to figure out who's starting.
You got Cheyenne too. You got Jasmine. You got Lamaya.
And Jada.
And then you got Dwyer also.
Yeah. I mean, who do you start?
I mean, who do you start? Who do you rotate in too? It's there's legitimate.
There's a lot of talent.
Just so we're clear, everyone we've mentioned is starter caliber.
Yep.
So I mean, it's tough. You got to figure out those rotations.
Pretty much all of the ones you've mentioned have either started at Miami or started at the school that they've come from.
Right. So
we've had injuries and stuff. So I will say, I think players that were here.
I think for sure Stedman will come off the bench.
I think. Well, I mean, I think Cheyenne is an obvious starter. She's one of the best players in the ACC, period. The question is, who do you start beside her at the 1 or the 2, whichever position she plays? It's interchangeable, really.
I think it's got to be Julia.
I don't disagree.
But then that means Lachey and Jada Patrick coming off the bench with Stedman. And we haven't even talked really about Lamaya.
Let's just say, in comparison to the men's team, there's no worries about depth.
There's a ton of depth there, and then the front court, it'll be Kyla, Lazaria, and Latasha. That's 3 legitimate bigs, but you could potentially, as we're rotating and mixing and matching lines, any 3 of those.
You could have 4 guards.
Yeah, play center, and you can especially I think Lamaya can play the 4. So. If you're just looking to slide someone down to the 4, she can do that. So
depth is not going to be a problem for this team, assuming people stay healthy. I'm actually really excited to see the guard play.
Well, so this is one of the reasons, you know, I brought up the rotations as well. And one, it's gonna be interesting to see what coach does there. But two, the last 2 years, this team has gotten off to bad starts, lost some games they shouldn't have, kind of really started slow and hit their stride middle to late in the season, and we're playing their best basketball at the end of the year, which is great, but
not great for seeding.
Yeah, not great for seeding, and you want to avoid. I mean, to take that next step, and Coach talked about this in our press conference, right? That, you know, they saw the matchups, like, okay, we can win these games. But then she also talked about how fine the margin for error was, and she's like, afterwards, you know, detached. We can't dig
ourselves into holes like the first round of the tournament.
Well, it wasn't just I mean, if you look across the 3 games we won, and she talked about how she'd watch the games after and got nervous watching, even knowing we won. But yeah, the Oklahoma State game, what were we down 17 at the half or whatever it was?
Half, yeah.
Came back, took the lead, then almost blew it anyway.
And then Indiana, we were up big.
Yeah, up big, lost the lead,
blew it.
Came back and won at the buzzer, or right before the buzzer. And then Villanova had that huge lead, lost it. Villanova, same thing. Remember, we had the huge lead, blew it, and then that time it was Jasmine just took the game over and won it for us at the end.
And then LSU, we couldn't make a shot.
But I mean, actually, this goes for the men's and women's. You know, with a few minutes left at the end of both those games, looked like we were out in the first round. So they're fine margins there.
That's
so
true. We were losing to Drake.
Oh, believe me, I know. I was sitting there thinking, what am I doing in Albany right now? I've made such bad life decisions here. Why am I sitting here in Albany watching this? Like, I could be anywhere right now.
Vicious secretly grateful that the baseball team didn't win regionals because he was going to fly to Stanford.
I actually, I don't think I could have done that. Looking back, and actually,
you would have done it. You would have done it.
I don't know that I could have done it logistically because I did do some looking before initially I didn't go back to it, but like when we were in 9 Stanford, I quickly looked and it would have had to have been Saturday games. Like that's the first day. I don't remember. I don't know where they actually ended up starting. Like if it was Friday, there's no way I could have done it. Because again, it's like 6-hour flight or whatever. But I never would have made there because that was the week I got like that food poisoning or whatever. So.
Oh.
Because remember, that's why I went back. I was like, I gotta go back. I gotta go to this conference. So I made it back here and never made it to the conference, which is also right by the arena, by the way.
That's the week we interviewed Julian.
Yes, that was all that week. So there's no way. So whether or not I would have found an itinerary that I could have actually traveled on, there's no way I would have actually taken that trip. But yeah, the Albany. I was sitting there in Albany. We were going out. Like we could not score. And I was like, I cannot believe this. Actually, I was thinking in my head, like, can I get to Bloomington to watch the women play? So like this trip cannot be me coming here to Albany, losing to Drake, and then just going home. So I was like, I gotta go into the hotel and figure out
how was it sitting at the Elite 8 game versus Texas and realizing we were about to win? What were the emotions there?
I mean, I was in shock because the way the game unfolded. I thought we were gonna win going in.
Mm-hmm.
But then we were down the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
And we started making the comeback. By the way, without making any 3-pointers, which is just crazy. But so it was literally just like chipping away, and you're like, we're never gonna make it. And then
Norchad almost fouls out with like 7 minutes left.
Yeah, that was part of the end sequence. Like it all happened so fast. Like the speed by which like down 3 turned into up 5 and the game's over and we're about to win. It was like all within like a minute. There weren't a lot of timeouts at the end, and it was just like they missed a shot. We got fouled, made free throws several times, and it was all. So I was like in shock, and then, I mean, you don't. It still hasn't really sunk in. You know, it's like this isn't football.
Mm-hmm.
You don't expect this, and
this was before we had met. So like, you couldn't even text me and be like, "Holy crap!" Like,
I mean, I was sitting there. There were Miami fans sitting next to me that I didn't know, and I was just like stunned staring at the court, and like I see our cheerleaders lighting up the storm, and I'm like, this is like a fever dream. What the hell is this? How is this real?
Yeah.
And like the cheerleaders,
I couldn't even watch. I was so nervous.
They run out there with the flags, and I'm just like, I just stood there, and I was just like stunned. I didn't even like clap or cheer.
You're like, oh, gotta book a trip to Houston.
I mean, that was gonna happen anyway. No, I was like frozen there. I was like, wow, this is real. Because I'd gone, I totally forgot about this, and then when I was talking to you, and I was like, that was the first NCAA tournament game that I'd gone to. It's not true because I went to the Elite Eight 2 years ago in Chicago.
Yeah, you witnessed an amazing first half followed by one of the worst halves ever.
That was why none of it felt real because
we blew it.
Well, that one was crazy because that one, I mean, that was legit nuts because I was in Houston for a wedding. That one, so we watched like the game against Iowa State was Friday night. I watched it with my brother and my nephew, and after the game, and my brother and I, like, he went to UM too. We used to go to like the games at Miami Arena together, and obviously we never made the Elite Eight either at that point. And we're just like, what the hell is going? Like, we're in the Elite Eight, and I was like, that was a moment. I'm glad I watched that with him instead of being there, in fact. But then I'm like, I gotta go do this. So like, I literally like, so this was like at midnight or whatever the game ended, and I'm like on my computer till like 3 a.m. trying to figure out how do I get to Chicago and get a ticket to this game. So I changed it so that my flight, I was gonna obviously, like, the wedding was Saturday, so it was the day in between, and then I was flying back to DC on Sunday. So I changed it so instead of going straight to DC, I did a stopover in Chicago. So my flight to Chicago left Houston at 6 a.m. And like, I mean, a wedding is a wedding. So I didn't even sleep that night.
Did you fly back to DC after the game, or you stayed in Chicago that
night? Yes.
Oh, snap.
So I literally just did a layover in DC. So what I did is...
But wait. Oh, no, that wasn't the Final Four. It was the Elite Eight. Never mind. So there wasn't going to be another game there anyway.
No. So I flew from Houston, which left at like 6 a.m. to Chicago. And then I like walked around like downtown Chicago freezing to death because it was in the 20s. And I didn't even have a coat because I wasn't planning on going to a cold place.
And that's why you wore this past year, all of the tournament games were in cold places. So Vish shows up in Houston still wearing like a sweater.
It was my good luck hoodie. It was working.
Like it was his good luck. It was his good luck sweater that he kept wearing. So
it worked right up until there. But yeah, no, I was not. I didn't have a coat. I didn't have gloves. It was so. I got frostbite actually. Because I was walking around outside and it was cold. I kept buying like coffee to hold it. But then so that by the time that game, I was like so tired. And then we were up, like, it was, 42-36 or whatever at the half. I was like, we're half away from making the Final Four, but it was like it was such a blur. Because, like, I'd been in Houston that morning, and I was in Chicago, and I was, like, heading to the airport right after the game, and I was, like, half frozen.
And then we were up at halftime. It was such a tease.
Yeah, and then just the bottom fell out. And then I'm like, I mean, the whole thing was a blur. Like, I couldn't even clap because my hands were, I literally got frostbite. There's different levels of frostbite I found out after the fact. Like the minor one where your hands tingle and hurt a little bit, but there's not like permanent nerve damage. But like for the next week, my hands were hurting. So that whole thing, that one was different because that was like a surreal like fever dream type of thing where I just like I was in Houston this morning, I was in DC that night, and in the middle I went to Chicago and watched Kansas beat the crap out of us and froze to death. It's just like, the hell was that?
Pull up NBA grid.
We're already on NBA grid? You don't want to talk about the starting lineup for the women? We never really landed on. We just said Cheyenne, right? Who are the other two? Well, Jasmine. Jeez. Jasmine's got started. So it's really
Jasmine, yeah, Cheyenne. So
who's
Jasmine.
the other guard? Who's the other guard then?
I'm gonna go with Jalea.
I think it's gotta be Jalea, right?
Yeah.
I wonder I should have asked her on the press conference about like if she's worked on her shot. I think that's the one thing. She's so quick. If she can knock jumpers down, you can't guard her. And she's really good defensively.
She got to work on that little floater.
Yeah.
Like running towards the basket.
I mean, right now it's not even really in her repertoire because they play off of her. She's got to be able to knock jumpers down. But like defensively, she's lights out too. Like she can knock a jumper down. She's going to be one of the best point guards in the country.
Yep.
She's already there defensively. Yeah, I think it's got to.
Who's your starting bigs?
Well, right now I got Lazaria and Kyla, but I don't know if we go smaller. I don't know that Jasmine can play the 4 though.
You don't want her getting in foul trouble either.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we have the same one. I got Julia, Cheyenne, Jasmine, Lazaria, Kyla. That's what I got.
Yep.
And for the men, we both agree it's one thing. John Rothstein doesn't agree with us.
Yeah, we say Nigel, Wooga, Cleveland, Casey, Norchad.
Yeah, I mean the question is Bensley or Casey, right? So
yeah,
we're both going with Casey, but we'll see. Again, like if they go with Casey, there's not a lot of there's less sides off the bench, so you have a little bit less flexibility there.
Yeah.
Right, let me grab this NBA grid since you want to embarrass us.
Matt, are you there? Is he still at work?
I don't know where he's gone.
How long does it take him to drive home? Maybe he's gonna sign on. I don't know. I don't know that he said he was gonna try and get on for NBA grid though.
Did he say that?
I told him he should try, but I don't think he ever responded.
I don't think he acknowledged. He's allegedly working. You believe that? All right. Okay. Limited guesses. Let me frame this so it shows. All right, let's see how this shows, and then I can adjust the zoom. Is that visible?
Oh, that's rough.
All right, so
these are like teams nobody follows. Well, two of them.
I mean, all right, we got across the top. We've got the Bucks, the Grizzlies, and Derrick Rose
and a Derrick Rose teammate. And then on the left, you got the Wizards, the Warriors, and a slam dunk contest participant.
So let me ask you a question. By participant, does that mean didn't win?
Yeah, just someone that was in it.
But does it exclude winners? I guess.
Guess we'll find out. I guess just guess Aaron Gordon.
As what though? Where did he play? He's on the Bucks or the.
No, I'm just kidding. Because he tried it twice, and there was one year that what's it? Who the Heat player won? I'm having a brain fart. The Heat player that won a few years ago. D-Wade was a judge.
This
and everyone said Aaron Gordon should have won.
This bodes well for us who can't remember Heat players. All right, let's
Derrick Jones Jr.
All right, Bucks and Wizards.
Jesus Christ. I don't follow Wizards. You should know this. You live in DC.
I'm not a Wizards fan, I'm a Mavericks fan. All right, who do we got on the Bucks?
I don't really follow any of these teams. This is going to be really hard. Is there a different one we could do?
I mean, we got to power through. We got to do it. We got to do it. There are people watching this, so please help us.
we got lucky last time because there was a Heat symbol on it, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, well let's see. Let's just name some Wizards. Who's or name some Bucks, and we'll go one direction or another.
Drew Holiday. I don't know. He's not a Buck anymore either.
He still counts. I don't think he was ever on the Wizards though. Who? All right, let me see. Did Gilbert Arenas didn't play on it? I'm just gonna start naming Wizards until we know one.
You have the unlimited guesses on?
Yes. Otherwise, we don't even be dead. All right, let me look Drew Gooden. Oh wow, that worked. 4.8. I didn't know we go. Bucks.
A single digit. Let's do it.
That's not bad. That's not bad. It's not bad quality.
That's not bad. I would be proud of that. Grizzlies and Wizards.
I'm just gonna keep.
I don't follow the Grizzlies at all.
Well, I mean, I did do what I did last time. Start naming Wizards. Marcus actually would go. Marcus always a Grizzly. Did he ever play on the Wizards? No. Let's see. Who are some Wizards? All right, so you want to go? I mean, actually, did Javaris Crittenden before he murdered those people? Yes.
7.7. Let's go. Vish, you're on a roll.
This is functional. All right, Wizards and Derrick Rose. So Derrick Rose played on the Bulls and the Knicks. Did he play somewhere else? Did Kristaps?
Yeah, he's played other places.
Was Kristaps on the team? Oh wow, it's way too high.
Yeah, but that's too much. Hold on.
Yeah, we gotta hold on. Wait. Oh, this is the thing where we can't multi-guess, right? I gotta reset. And then you gotta
Can you put the link in the private chat so I can do it?
It's just
And then I can tell
crossovergrid.com. You can see right here.
Oh, crossover grid. All right.
All right, let me all right, so we had Drew Gooden and Javaris Crittenton. All right, we need Derrick Rose, Wizards.
Wizards and Derrick Rose. So wait, he played Bulls. Bulls and Knicks only. I feel like he's been on another team.
I think Cleveland.
Yeah, he was in Cleveland.
Who was his teammate there? That was also on the Wizards. That's where it gets.
I don't follow the Wizards.
I mean, I had Kristaps, but that's too big of a number. Who else was in the? They traded for Kristaps, right? Who else was in that trade? Because I think they all came over from the Knicks. That's where they crossed. Oh no, Kristaps went to the Mavericks and the Wizards.
I don't follow the Wizards. This is all you, bro. I have no idea.
I mean, I named one, but the number was too high.
Yeah, we gotta get it at least under 10.
Yeah, I concur. Let's see. Well, I mean, all right, I'll tell you stuff to guess because if I do, it's gonna wipe. All right, I'm just gonna name Wizards. All right, let's think. Put Gilbert Arenas in there. They never play together, right? Ben Gordon.
No. Gilbert Arenas. Nope. Ben Gordon. Nope. I just tried Kyle Kuzma. That didn't work. He played for the Wizards at one point. Or is he still on the Wizards?
Did Kirk Heinrich play for the Wizards?
Is it Kirk or Kurt? It's Kurt.
Kirk.
Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh, there you go. 5.8. Good stuff.
That works.
Put it in. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Bucks and Warriors. Bucks and Warriors. Who'd you come up with?
In random players.
Well, say them at least. This is an audio medium.
Harrison Barnes.
Was he ever on the Bucks?
No, he wasn't. That's why it didn't work.
Yeah, the Bucks aren't really a transient team.
Yeah.
Well, Damian Lillard's in half of this. Too soon. Did like Monta Ellis play for the Bucks? I feel like he bounced around a bunch of teams at one point.
No, 15%.
Yeah, we can do
He
that.
did. He played for both, actually. That's actually a good guess.
Well, I mean, it's something if we cannot get one, we can go back to that. But let's try and get another 10. Who else were on those Warriors teams? Baron Davis. No, right. He wasn't on the Bucks.
It's not coming up. How do you spell Darren?
Baron.
Oh, Baron. I was like, who? Did he play for the Bucks?
I don't think so. I'm just picking Warriors off of the team that ruined my home court advantage best record in the NBA season, the first round. Who else was on that team?
Monta Ellis was one of my favorite point guards. I loved him.
Jason Richardson never played on the Bucks, did he? No, I don't think so.
No.
Who else was on that team? I'm thinking like the recent ones. It's not like Rick Barry or something, right? Where did he play in the NBA? We should type Rick Barry every time just in case.
It didn't work.
I know, we should just type it for everything. Derrick Rose teammate, right? Rick Barry. Just in case the Grizzlies were in a franchise we played, put him in there anyway. What do you guess, Ed?
I'd put Nazir Muhammad.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's my guess for everybody.
Yeah, you had to do it. So, God, I'm sure there's people like shouting right now. Why aren't you saying whatever? Let's see.
Want to come back to it?
We can come back to it because we do have Monte in the hole if we need to use him. All right, Grizzlies and Iguodala played for both, right? All right, that's got to be like the biggest number.
He didn't play for the Grizzlies.
He didn't? Then where did he come to the? Where did he come to the? Who was he on before the
Grizzlies?
I thought he came to the Warriors from the Grizzlies. Guess I was wrong. Tony Allen, did he ever play on the Warriors? No.
Nope.
Jason Richardson. Zach Randolph didn't. Mike Conley didn't. Marcus Saul didn't.
This is a hard one for me. I got more on the last time we did it.
Yeah, I'm thinking through here. The hell's Matt? 19-year-old Matt would be here right now. Trying to think who's on these teams. And who's on the Grizzlies now other than John Morant?
I'm typing in any Grizzly player I can think of, but there's not a lot.
There's also, we can start typing in Warriors players too, right?
Yeah, but half their team is team players they drafted.
What about Harrison Barnes? Did he ever? He bounced a little bit, right?
Nope.
Tried Baron Davis already right on this one. Shout out to Terry. If you know any NBA players that played on the Grizzlies and Warriors, shout them out. Hey, Anthony, you too. Yeah, give us if you know any.
The first hour was Kane's hoops. Now we're doing NBA grid without Matt, which is quite
going
very,
very painfully. So the Grizzlies didn't even exist.
Do we want to move on to Warriors 90s. And Derrick Rose teammate, and then we'll come back?
Yeah, who played?
These are hard. We should have picked a different one.
There's nothing to pick. It does it automatically. What are you talking about?
Aren't there other websites that do NBA grid?
Look, we're not gonna chicken out like that. We go out there and we win these games. Damn it! You think Cody Schmeier quit against Indiana? I'm about to text people that the F1 show's delayed until we figure out who played and who's the slam dunk contest. That was just
crap. I just exited out of the grid and we go back.
Okay, Anthony has a hoops chat. We'll answer that later in the show. Let's get this thing done. Can do a little bit more actual hoops talk. All right, let's just go bottom row. Slam dunk contest. That should be easier. Who can dunk on the Bucks?
This is hard because it's like none of like the really popular players do it anymore. Like I think they had some V guys in it last
I feel
year.
like Tony Allen did it on the Grizzlies. Can you type that in? And whatever percent we're taking, we're getting rid of any rules. If it says 100%, we're taking it anyway.
Nope.
Zach Randolph did he?
Nope.
Zach LaVine, I feel like was Timberwolves, and did he play on the Bucks or the?
Nope.
Is Timberwolves and Bulls, right? Oh, he's a Derrick Rose teammate, unless they didn't overlap in Chicago.
I don't know if they overlapped in Chicago. Hold on. Reset.
And I'm just gonna go put Monte in here because we're on poverty at this point. I'll take a 15% another box full. All right, let me just. You tried Zach LaVine here. I'm assuming at this point I don't care what the thing is. All right, Derrick Rose teammate slam dunk contest. Let's see, when he was on the Knicks, who was or the Bulls. The Bulls, he was with Ben Gordon, Joakim Noah, was Al Horford. Raymond Felton for which one? Is that this? For this? I know Felton couldn't dunk, could he? Why is it like locking up? It should let me guess. Okay, it's not there. All right, we should be able to get like someone just participate in the dunk contest. When the Grizzlies participated. Oh, did John Moran ever do it?
Oh, I got one for slam dunk and Derrick Rose teammate. It's 14% though.
I don't care.
Blake Griffin.
We're completing this damn grid. Oh, they got Blake Griffin as a Celtic. That's messed up.
It's the last time you played for.
I know, but come on, get a Clippers jersey on that, man. All right, so Derrick Rose's teammate on the Warriors, Grizzlies, Warriors, slam dunk contest, Bucks, slam dunk contest, Grizzlies. Giannis never did he?
Or no. I'm pretty
Yes,
sure no.
He did. It's a horrible number, but we're taking it. Let's keep it moving. I don't care. At this point, let's just see if we can complete the grid.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens. This will teach Matt not to not show up. I will say I knew some Wizards. After that's been down, that was like all. I see their advertisements outside the arena. Let's see, Warriors and
Matt. You have to put which one you're doing when you're writing random names in the chat.
I mean, it's got to be. Is it this?
For a Grizzlies slam dunk.
Wait, this is the white dude that played at Florida? He wouldn't have. Or am I mixing him up with someone else?
No, Matt Bonner doesn't work. Don't try in there because once you guess him, you can't guess him again.
Oh no, you can. Just once they're correct, you can't re-guess.
Oh, it wasn't letting me.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Matt Bonner didn't work anyway.
I know. I guessed him twice in different squares. No, it's fine. All right, we got 3 left to do here. Let's see. What are we looking at? We are Grizzlies, Warriors, Grizzlies slam dunk contest. Who on the Grizzlies could do a slam dunk contest? That's Tony Allen. I think I already tried him. That didn't work. I think I tried Ja, right?
Yeah, Ja didn't work.
Okay. Oh, won't let you get to it again the same box, which there's no point in doing anyway.
I mean, they didn't have to be a member of the Grizzlies when they competed in it. This is
Oh,
the Grizzlies.
Oh, right. It could be one of them's.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Derrick Rose, and then. All right, I'm just gonna start naming Warriors. One of these will hit. Nope. Joakim Noah.
No, I don't. Was he in the dunk contest? No.
No. I'm doing Derrick Rose. He meant Warriors, and just typing players I know played with him. Ben Gordon. Gooden. Carlos Boozer. It's David guys that play with Derrick Rose. I would have also played on the Warriors. Who was on that Bulls team that like the Heat beat? That was the #1 seed. It was Derrick Rose and Ben Gordon, and Heinrich was there. We already used him. Noah was there. Boozer, Taj Gibson. Damn. I mean, if it's Derrick Rose, 2009, I want to say started in the NBA, so it's got to be somewhat recent.
I don't watch the slam dunk contest.
Oh wait, I think that one might work. I think we got a good one from Anthony. Keep Warwick, right? Yeah. Ah, oh, look at that! Thank you.
There you go.
That's a good one. 2-4-3. All right, almost there. 2 more boxes.
Hey, I got Blake Griffin. At least I got one.
Yeah, no, it's getting there. 2 more boxes. We need Grizzlies and Warriors, and Derrick Rose and Warriors. You already tried Iguodala here, but what about, did they ever play together here?
Oh shoot! One of the ones you were guessing before, Gilbert Arenas. I just typed it into Golden State and Memphis, and it gave me 11%.
I mean, that'll work. I don't remember him playing for either of those teams. Here we go. I'll take it. See, when I was typing Iguodala here, like what came up? Swear to God. Do you see the screen?
What?
I don't know why this came up.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Come on. Derrick Rose must have had. Amari Stoudemire never did did he? And I don't even know if he played, if he overlapped with Derrick Rose.
Did he play on the Warriors?
Oh, I was doing dunk contest, dummy. Okay, Warriors, which we had already had.
Warriors and Derrick Rose.
Warriors and Derrick Rose.
Who's on the Warriors right now?
I mean, like you said, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson were drafted.
Did Wiggins ever play with Derrick Rose?
Yeah, and maybe Minnesota wasn't. Oh,
it's 60% though. That's pretty terrible.
I mean, do you want me not hit it? All right.
No, don't hit it yet. Don't hit it yet.
We'll give it a few more minutes. I'm coming out. All right. Well, Andre Blatchman.
At least I named a couple.
Yeah. So try Tyson Chandler. He was on the Warriors. All right. Let's try Tyson Chandler.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think he ever played on the Warriors. Oh, Wiggins was a good shout.
It's 60% though. That's like.
Yeah, I forgot that. Okay, so wait, Rose was on the Timberwolves. Did anyone else go? Is it Anthony Tolliver?
Are we really guessing that?
I mean, I'm not. You check it.
2.2%.
There you go. That Minnesota thing. You actually helped with that because
but I mean Tolliver was the one we couldn't get last week.
I know. But I mean, this isn't bad considering we suck.
Yeah.
158 out of 29.55 is pretty good.
Okay, good. We had a few low ones.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's not bad.
The Giannis one killed us. Giannis at 39% killed us.
I mean, yeah, but whatever. Unless you have another buck in a slim dunk contest.
At least we finished it. And I love how we used Tolliver after we couldn't get him last week.
Well, when you said Wiggins, it reminded me that Derrick Rose played on the Timberwolves, which I totally forgotten. And Tolliver was a Wolf. That's why I knew it.
Did Drew Gooden play for the Warriors? I have no idea.
I don't think so. No, I tried his name in that box. That didn't work.
Oh.
Let's do some prize picks. Then Anthony actually has to ask a question. So, all right. The sponsor of today's show is, as always, PrizePicks.com. Go to the website PrizePicks.com, and if you register for a new account with the offer code 5, that is the number 5 spelled out in letters, so FIVE, and deposit up to $100. 5 Reasons Sports and PrizePicks will match that deposit. So deposit $100, you'll get $100 matched, and then to play. Fairly simple. 2 to 5 players. You select over-unders on them. If they all hit, you get paid out. The more you put into the bet, the more money you'll get out. But that is PrizePicks.com. It's a fun way to enjoy these games. When your team's not going well, then you can still enjoy watching to see if you get the overs and unders. That's PrizePicks.com. Register for a new account. The offer code 5 FIVE, and we'll match the first deposit up to $100. PrizePicks.com, offer code 5. All right. So there was an actual basketball question.
That was painful. Not the PrizePicks, the NBA grid.
The PrizePicks was too. It's okay. You can be critical. All right. We did get an actual basketball question from Anthony here, so a good way to round the show.
Do we have one of the strongest schedules in college basketball for both men and women, or do we have one of the weakest schedules? I mean,
where's your Miss Brown?
I guess. I mean, honestly, it really depends. I think we're lucky we only have to play Duke once on the men's side, and we don't have to go to Cameron.
Yeah, why don't I grab the schedule back up here real quick so that way we know what we're looking at. We'll start with
you don't really know. Like, our team is so different from last year, and other teams are so different from last year that it's honestly it's really hard to say until you start the season and you start to see how they're doing in non-conference play. Duke returned a lot of people, so I think they're the team to beat. We play them at home, but we don't have to play them at Cameron, which I think is helpful. But we do have to go on the road to NC State and Virginia.
Yeah, and Virginia's been a really tough place for us to play, so that's a tough one. I would say, Clemson was good in conference play last year. Playing them twice could be challenging. We'll see. That was actually, remember, we did, and that first that game in Clemson was kind of one of our big first conference wins. Remember, they were undefeated in first place. We went in there, and I think was it in overtime? It was a close game. We won. So that was a big win for us last year. Another team that did well in conference last year's Pitt. We only have them once on the road. We obviously played them twice last year.
At home.
Green is away, right? Oh my God! I'm looking at the wrong box. Yes.
Yeah, Pitt is at home.
It's at home. Yeah, actually, that's the game I'm going to. So I would say it's fairly.
It changes. There's a few teams we always play twice, and then it switches off home and away for the ones.
I think Florida State's the only team we always play twice. So there's to Melissa's point, it rotates every year. There's 20 conference games, and there are 15.
Everybody
teams.
has a partner.
Yeah, there are 20 conference games and 15 teams, so you can't play every team twice. You play most teams only once. So you play your one team that you play every year twice. For us, Florida State, and then it's 4 other, I think, teams you play twice. So for
Yeah.
So it's Clemson, North Carolina, Virginia Tech. Actually, 3 of them.
I don't think our schedule is crazy hard, but it's also not crazy easy either.
It's not, and a lot of it depends on who's good and who's not in conference. You kind of expect Duke to be good. You expect Carolina to bounce back. So that's one team we're playing twice. I mean, I know we lost them at home, but Florida State was terrible last year.
And they lost their best player.
Yeah, if they're anywhere close to that bad, that makes our schedule easier. That's one.
Louisville is in a full-on rebuild. They lost their best player also. Where did what was his name? Ellis?
Yeah, North Carolina, right?
No, he didn't go to North Carolina.
I thought he did.
Did he? Hold on.
Google. Arkansas.
No, he went to Arkansas.
Wait, I'm confused. That makes no sense for us. It's a rival, so we should play them twice anyways.
We do. We always
do.
play them twice.
We always play them twice. It's the other ones that are rotating.
It's just like North Carolina and Duke always play each other twice. Everybody has a partner.
Yeah. So we're on balance. The schedule is dependent on the teams that you play twice. Florida State on the easier end, North Carolina probably on the tougher end, Clemson probably in the middle. So overall, Virginia Tech probably in the middle as well. So they fairly decent. Out of conference, that's obviously not shown here.
I think Kentucky, our hardest game is going to be Duke at home and at Virginia.
Yeah, for conference, then out of conference at Kentucky.
Yeah, out of conference Kentucky.
And then that Bahamas tournament.
And Providence and Kansas State is in that tournament.
Yeah, the first game is I think Georgia, which hopefully we can handle. And then after that, it's going to be a tough one.
Because remember, Providence was a tournament team, and Kansas State made the Elite Eight.
Yeah, so those are the second and
Nigel
third best
Pack's
teams.
former home.
Yeah, well, it was a place he lived. He's home now.
Manhattan, Kansas. This is just a conference schedule.
This is the conference. In terms of out of conference, what we talked about at Kentucky is there's a couple games to highlight. There's at Kentucky. There's a tournament in the Bahamas where we're playing Georgia in the opener, and if we win,
we play at. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If we win that, we'll play either Kansas State or Providence, as Melissa said, 2 tournaments teams from last year.
Also, I don't think this is a hard game, but it's just interesting. We play at Barclays in New York against Colorado.
Right. Colorado, I mean, they're a Pac-12 team. They were, I think, decent last year. Did they make the tournament?
I don't think so.
I
don't follow Colorado basketball. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it.
I thought they might have. I am looking now. They did not. Although Denver did host a site, so close enough. But they're usually solid, so it's probably another. I'd say, if we're not good, you could pick up quite a few losses out of that set we just talked about because you're playing power conference teams.
Their women's team made the tournament.
That's probably what I mixed it up. They beat Duke, didn't they? Not Duke out.
I don't know, but they beat Middle Tennessee State.
Okay.
It's just I just Googled it, and that's their first round matchup.
Well, I mean that's good to know that someone beats Middle Tennessee State around here. All right, so so out of conference, those are probably the games we're looking at, and if we're not good, you play Power 5 teams. Georgia and Colorado should be wins on paper, but if you're not good, you can get beat there. At Kentucky is definitely the hardest out of conference game. All right, to the women.
Sure.
Let me toggle over here. God, they did such a better job with the graphic.
At Virginia Tech, I think is probably our hardest game.
Yeah, at Virginia Tech.
At home against Duke.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Duke does. We took one of their best players. Florida State will be tough for sure. Actually, both the Florida State games.
We beat them when they were ranked last year.
I know that's probably what got us into the tournament. And then, getting Clemson and Georgia Tech twice is a gift. The ACC is so tough. They're 2 of the worst teams, to be honest. So
yeah,
those are the ones that kind of stand out there. And then the women out of conference at Mississippi State.
They play the ACC Challenge. They play at Mississippi State. That's going to be rough.
They're
usually pretty good.
Yeah, but then even tougher in San Antonio playing Baylor.
Damn.
So
yeah,
I might try to get to that.
I wish I had a travel budget like you do.
I mean, I don't know if that one's going to be that expensive. I don't think the tickets to the game are going to be.
Yeah.
So the women's games are definitely more economical to attend.
Anthony, I can't really answer that question because, like, in the tournament, I think the women have had a harder road. Like in the tournaments to get to
I'm way zoomed in
to where they've gotten, but it really just depends. It's hard to compare.
I feel like the women are in a tournament too, but maybe that was just this one. Don't we host it? We don't host the Thanksgiving tournament anymore. Oh, that's this, and then we don't know. We don't know the other one is. Oh wait, no, this is it. Colgate and then one of those. Okay, so that's not.
What is East Tennessee State? What's ETSU?
Yeah, it's East Tennessee State or Norfolk State. Are these both HBCUs? They might be. Yeah, so looking at this, I think DePaul blew us out last year, so we owe them one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they have a pretty rough out of conference schedule.
I mean, it's two big ones. I will say, Anthony, Melissa said it's hard to tell, which is correct. I will say the last few years, by far in women's basketball, the ACC has been the toughest conference. So
yeah,
if that doesn't change, then by nature the women's schedule.
Virginia Tech made the Final Four last year.
Yeah, Virginia Tech made the Final Four.
Louisville made the Elite Eight.
Yeah, Louisville and NC State, I believe, were in the Final Four 2 years ago, and they were both 1 seeds. Also, like
Louisville lost their best player though.
Yeah, and that's where the open question is, and that's why it's hard to say who's got a tougher. Let's see how some of these women's. We took Duke was a host last year. I think they lost at home in the second round, but
yeah. Honestly, if we make the tournament, we just have to hope we're on the opposite side of the bracket of LSU and Iowa.
Honestly, I don't care about any of that. I think the big thing for us is we need to play well enough where we'll get to his question. I'm not exactly sure what he's saying there, but in women's, we talked about this a lot. You can host. You got to get off to a good start. If we can upset Baylor, or win at Mississippi State, that's going to put a quality win going into ACC play. We're in the toughest conference. We finish high in the ACC, and if we don't win it, we finish top 2 or 3. We can host the first 2 games, which is what you want to do. Then from there, it's whatever.
Yeah, I could go to some tournament games. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that one can fit in your budget. $10 general admission ticket, that'll work.
Yeah, and not even a lot of gas. What are you talking? National championship? Do
they? No, they don't.
I'm not sure what.
He's saying there's usually a rematch from the previous national championship.
Not necessarily. No.
In fact, usually
these schedules. Honestly, these schedules, especially the out-of-conference schedules, are done years.
Yeah, you guys sign contracts and stuff, so that actually rarely happens. And then I'm surprised we're not fishing Providence. I assume it's facing Providence during the rest season. I don't know why that surprises you. We're not in the Big East. We're not in the Big East anymore.
But we could face Providence in the tournament.
We could. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think there are normal. We have played them in the regular season, maybe a couple of years ago. But they're not like a regular that's surprising if we don't.
Any questions from the chat?
Anything else you want to cover here, hoops wise?
No, we got a lot out of that for just talking about schedules.
What schedule? We did a little rotation talk. We were more on topic than normal. So
I am working on a guest, maybe possibly for next week. I think our show is Wednesday again?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday the 4th.
Well, we might have a couple of guests next week, let's just say.
Yeah. So look out for possibly that one we were discussing. Is that one going to be pre-recorded?
Yeah, I think pre-recorded and published.
Yeah. So there's going to be one guest. It's not anything confirmed yet, so we don't say a name that may be pre-recorded that may pop up. And then I'm doing some talent acquisition and working on another guest. I don't know if that'll be next week or not. But it's in discussion. Vish doesn't know who this is yet. So hopefully it works out. We'll see. Trying to get a big name on the show. So
I mean, you're selling it to me, so
I am. Matt knows who it is. Me and Matt have been discussing it, but we've been keeping it from Vish. So we'll see. It's just like
y'all see what I put up with over here, you know.
But no, for sure, the two guests that we're working on are like must-sees. Like you will want to see this. But we'll make sure you're following our Twitters because we'll definitely announce it when it's official. But definitely we will have a show next Wednesday, the 4th. Hopefully Matt will be there. I was hoping he would come on at some point, but I guess he's still at work.
I mean, he saw our NBA grade and was like, I can't be associated with these people. So
yeah, that one was a lot harder for me. The last one we did without Matt was the Heat. They had a Heat symbol on it, so it was a little bit easier because the Heat. That's my thing. But yeah.
Yeah, quick Marlins update. They're tied at 1 in the 4th, and then the Cubs are up 3-1 on the Braves. So not great there. Well, at least the Marlins need to win this game, and then they'll stay a game back, I guess. If the Braves.
Yeah, well, hopefully the Cubs lose. Atlanta can come back from a 6-0 deficit. They can come back from a 3-1 deficit.
Yep. Yeah. But as of right now, the Marlins are a game back of the Cubs, with the 2 games going on right now, and 2 games back of the.
But they own the tiebreakers, so.
Over both, yeah. So they just need to tie. Yeah. But now they're 2 games with 4 to play on the Diamondbacks. If they win, the Marlins win this game. That's all. It's a tough road to hoe.
All right, Vish, we did well. Matt, you were missed tonight, but we held it down.
Well, he showed up and with his we got to find out why why this is.
But hey, we got some women's talking. We haven't really gotten a lot of women's talking lately.
I'll put that on the screen just for the hell of it. But I don't. We got to ask why that's his picture. Like that can't be right. The man is married now. He can't be having that picture.
19 years old. All right. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Daniel, Bill, Anthony, Tattoo Terry. Yep. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate y'all. Definitely keep an eye out.
Yeah,
we've got some good guests hopefully lined up.
We got some guests coming up, and obviously next week will be in October. We are nearing the start of the season, so we're going to be doing some season previews, more detailed schedule breakdowns. So just the women's first game is Thursday, November 9th.
Yeah.
And the men's is, give me a second.
They have an exhibition on the 1st, right?
The men haven't. Ew, that's baseball. I was like, what is that? Why are we playing Rutgers? Yeah, they have an exhibition on the 29th. And the men's first game is Monday, November 6th.
Okay.
So
we're almost there.
Yeah, we're about a month out.
Very exciting. Got to get Coach Meyer back on the show. Maybe we can get her on for the women's breakdown of the preseason.
Oh, I'll see what I can do there. Yeah.
Yeah, she might be busy though.
Well, that's why I think it's probably going to be sooner rather than if we're going to be able to do
it. That's cool. Just to get her back on the show, that would be amazing.
Yeah, we should have done this week.
She is like half of our intro.
I should have done it when Matt wasn't. When she should have this week. We knew Matt wasn't coming. I don't even know.
Oh, right. That's the most women's talk we've had in a while because Coach Meyer got those transfers quickly. So
yeah, and they don't open practice till Saturday, so probably this was actually probably the week that it would have been easier.
Anyway, we'll see. We'll Reach out. You never know.
Yeah, she won't ghost me. That's for damn sure. So.
Nah, only I get ghosted.
It's not ghosting when you just reply to someone's tweet and be like, "You should come on our show." That's not ghosting. That's not what that means.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm not getting ghosted. Shout out to John Rothstein. If you ever watch this, you should come on our show.
Oh my God, no. This is like becoming a new Caneswear. John Rothstein's not going to give you 20% off instead of 10% or whatever Caneswear is doing. So.
Shout out to Coach Coop. I haven't shouted him out on the show recently.
but you're on every other show. Like I used to like, oh, Melissa's on the show, I'm gonna watch. I can't even keep up now. So
Yo, he has this new thing during games now where he does that Bean Boozled challenge. Have you seen that?
I've been at these games.
It's two jelly beans that look the same, but they're two different flavors. One's good and one's bad, and it's like pure luck. And so people like donate to get him to eat a bean. And so he's like almost vomited on live stream.
See, I'm actually at the games. I'm not vomiting on the stream with Coop or whatever you're doing.
Well, no, it's like away games, you know? And Bethune-Cookman didn't go
I was there. I went to Temple.
Yeah, that's true. You've probably been to more games than I have. Did you go to Miami, Ohio? Oh, we sat together. I can't keep track.
You have this insane ability to just like forget that you're sitting next to me for hours.
So no, you've been to more games than I have.
Yeah.
Because you went to Temple. I didn't go to Bethune-Cookman, so I've only been to 2. That seems like so long ago. That was like a month ago already that we went to Miami, Ohio.
It was. But I did remember you were sitting next to me.
I was sitting next to you.
Actually,
but I quickly corrected myself before you said anything.
Okay, I'll be honest, because I don't want to sell you. I didn't remember either. Because you're like, did you go to Miami? I was like, I feel like I saw you there. And I was like, oh yeah, we watched the game again. So I was like, did you see me there? I feel like we talked for like a minute.
Here's the thing. I basically see you once a week because we do the pod, but we basically talk every day. So it's all a blur because like we don't really show prep, but we're always like in our chat, we're always sending like tweets about stuff and we talk football too. So like I forget where I've talked to you about things because we talk.
Oh yeah,
so much.
like I said, I would be lying if I didn't say I forgot we watched that game together too. I remember I was like, I feel like I talked to you at that game. Shouldn't you know I was there?
And then we tailgated together at A&M. We got a plan for Georgia Tech. We got a plan for Georgia Tech.
8 p.m.
I know. I'm hoping that's the Miami Knights game.
I'm running a 10K at 7 a.m. that day.
Ooh, take a nap.
I know. We'll figure it out. I'm fine. I don't need to
all right. We needed at least a good 2 or 3 minute rant before we finish the show. All right. Again, get well soon, Coach L. I hope you get your voice back. And shout out to Katie Meyer. Hopefully we see you on the show soon. Maybe bring a few players if you want, and possibly send me the practice shorts.
Pull her.
Send me the practice shorts.
Jeez, this is just a marketing vehicle. This entire show.
It is a marketing vehicle. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go. We managed to get an hour 40 minutes in talking about scheduling, NBA grid, and whatnot. So
if you're interested in F1 at 9, I got that show. Otherwise, 6 ring on Monday, 8:30. And
Buckets next week on Wednesday.
Same time.
And look out for a special upload if we get this guest on.
Yeah, no,
that one won't be live.
I think that'll happen. I did that one properly.
Mine's more of like I'm 60-40 in confidence. It may not be next week, but I'm 60-40 in confidence that we're gonna get this person on the show.
All right. Well, with that, let's we shall wrap up here.
All right.
We're talking to you, Melissa.
Cue the Sox outro.
Yes.
Don't cry. Keep it chill. Wear good socks.